Today I'll be showing you my two-way 5'9" point guard, and I'll be breaking down things about this build that you might not know about. Now to start off, for the build, you want to go 5'9" with the height, you want to go 185 with the weight, and you want to be 6'1". Now on this screen right here, you could see all of the caps that you can get if you use Capbreakers. So if you're going for Capbreakers, this is the highest you could get each attribute. Now everything I'm going to show you is what you're going to get off the rip without grinding to starter 3 and getting Capbreakers. Now to start this build off, just put the close shot to a 69. This doesn't really matter, and the post control to a 29. This is just going to go up from other attributes. Now for the driving dunk, you want to put it up to a 75, and here you'll get bronze posterizer and bronze aerial wizard. Now in my opinion, and from the clips that you're going to see, this bronze posterizer allows me to dunk the ball a lot when I have an open lane. Now you could go with a 73 driving dunk, but me personally, I put a 75, and I feel like this is what works for me. And there's certain animations that you're able to get with the 75, like I believe athletic one-handers off of 1, and there's probably like 2 or 3 other ones that you could get. I'll put them on the screen if anything. But you could see from these clips that when I have an open lane, most of the time I'm getting a dunk animation, and if a defender is coming late, I have bronze posterizer to where the game will still allow me to make the dunk rather than me missing it. And because of this, I put my driving layup to 80 driving layup, just so I could have Trae Young layup style. And with this, I'm able to get silver fearless finisher, physical finisher, and silver float game. Now in comparison to my day one build, which had an 88 driving layup, which gave me like gold float game, I feel like since I dunk the ball so much, I might as well just go with an 80 driving layup, because most of the takes that I'm taking are open and good takes, to the point that I don't need a layup and I don't need to force a contested layup like 2K24. And also for float game, going into 25, it seems like they scaled back the floats that you could make. Like they nerfed it. Like last year with the Trae Young layup style, you was able to do floaters and the ball would rise over the defender. But at least with me on my 5'9", when I tried to float game with the Trae Young layup style, the ball didn't have as much arc in it. So I might as well just focus on dunking when I have an open lane. Now onto the shooting. For the 3-point shot, you want to go with a 94, and with that 94 you get all of the gold shooting badges. And also another thing with the 94 3-point shot, I feel it's good enough because once you unlock your badges, you'll also be able to fade from the 3-point line and things like that. Especially if the corner is open, you can also fade from it. You just have to learn your timing. But this shooting stat line here, I feel like is very viable for your 5'9" build. Now as far as the 84 mid-range goes, in my opinion, this year I kind of feel like it's harder to make like the dribble pull up mid-ranges and things like that compared to 24. Maybe it's just me and I haven't really learned the game enough and I haven't learned my timing enough, but I feel like when it comes to the mid-range, you really have to focus and really learn your timing when you're in the mid-range this year. And for the free throw, you want to go with a 75 free throw. In comparison to my day one build, it's the same exact shooting stats, except you have a better free throw now. Now onto the playmaking. For your ball handle, you want to go with a 94, and for your speed with ball, you want to go with a 94, so you get legend lightning launch. Now for my opinion on legend lightning launch, some people may or may not think that the legend lightning launch is not that big of a difference from Hall of Fame, which I feel like it is a difference from Hall of Fame in terms of the speed. But the reason why you want to go with legend lightning launch no matter what is because the blow by badge is also in this badge. So if you're going up against defenders that might have gold or Hall of Fame defensive badges and probably legend using their max +1 and the Capbreakers, you want to have the legend lightning launch so that you're able to be on par with them or to be better and counteract those defenders. Even if Hall of Fame and Legend Lightning Launch say they have the same exact speed, you still want to go with Legend because you'll still get more blow-by animations than the Hall of Fame version of the badge. And there's another reason why this badge right here is really important for this build, but I'm going to talk about that later in the video. Now for my pass accuracy, you want to go with an 89 pass accuracy, which is going to give you silver versatile visionary. You'll also have bronze bailout, and you also will have Tyrese Halliburton pass style, which is the one that I have. Now, in comparison to my day one build, which had a 91 pass accuracy, the only major difference is your bailout is going to go from silver to bronze with the 89, and I'm still able to throw bailout passes. Honestly, the speed of my passes still feel the same. I do not feel like I'm missing out going from 91 to 89. But if you're really like strong about going with the 91 bailout, you're still in a good range that you could use 2 cap breakers to put up to it. But honestly, you don't need the 91. You'll be fine with the 89. Now, on to the defense. For interior defense, you want to put it to a 46, and for the block, you want to put it up to a 46 as well. Now, I'm not about to clickbait y'all and be like, oh, my 5'9" gets interior stops and does this and that. To be honest, if somebody posts you up and you're right under the basket and they go for a layup, they are going to make it. Now, from the clips that you're gonna see, let's say somebody's going for a driving layup or a driving dunk, and you're able to take them out of their animation, or you're able to like basically pester them under the rim and get them to like lose an adrenaline bar or to waste their stamina, then they will miss a layup on a 5'9" for sure. But you have to prevent them from getting an easy look at the basket in the first place. Now, onto the steal. You want to put your steal all the way up to a 98, which is going to give you Hall of Fame glove and legend interceptor. Now, the reason why I went with a 98 steal is because as I started playing the game, I started to see how good the lanes were. I would see defenders that would be reaching in the lane, probably reaching to get a steal in the corner, or they're moving forward and they're at the free throw line, jumping backwards to grab a steal that realistically you wouldn't be able to do in real life, and they're able to get a steal against somebody that has a 91 pass act. So for me, it's like, if people are going to be able to do that to me, even though I have a high pass accuracy, on the other end of the court, I'm not going to allow people to mismatch hunt and try and score on me and send backdoors and all that. Nah, I'm going to get legend interceptors so I'm able to get every single steal that somebody throws at me. Or if they try to, dribble on me out of the corner or to do anything like that, I'm going to be able to steal the ball with my Hall of Fame glove. If a defender is going to be able to get rewarded for just reaching over and over again and getting rewarded for bad defense, I'm going to come down the court and be able to do the same exact thing. I have to put myself on an even playing field. Now, for perimeter defense, this right here is one of the important parts of the build. With the perimeter defense, I went with a 91 perimeter defense, which gives me gold on ball menace. Now, the reason why I went with a 91 perimeter defense is to fit my own play style, which is to be the point guard, but to also go and play on ball defense, which I can do with the gold on ball menace. And even back in 2K24, I was using a 5'7" point guard because the attributes allowed me to do that. It allowed me to play point guard and to also be able to guard their guard. Now, in my honest opinion, I feel like this is the most effective way to use your 5'9" by making them guard ball. Because think about it, if you're a 5'9" that can bump and pester their guard and force them to pass the ball to someone else who probably has less playmaking, and now they have to create a shot on somebody taller that's probably 6'5" to 6'7", that's like a better situation than having your lock on ball and then they just pass the ball to their corner who's gonna try and score on a 5'9" defender. You get what I'm saying? So it makes sense to put the smaller player on ball and then have your corners be taller because they can help. I'll expand more on that when we get into the physicals. But in comparison to my day one build, you'll see that my day one build has a 92 perimeter defense and a 79 steal. Now, my honest opinion on the 79 steal, which gives you silver glove and silver interceptor, is that with the 79 steal, I feel like I'm able to get the obvious passes. So let's say somebody's throwing a pass all the way up the court to the corner, you'll be able to get the animation of stealing the ball. Or let's say they're throwing a skip pass to the wing, you'll get the pick six animation where you're stealing the ball. But if you're in a situation where you're guarding the corner and somebody backdoors you and they have a step or two ahead of you, you're not going to be able to steal the ball most of the times. Like, the silver interceptor is not going to lunge you to a spot that you wouldn't be able to run to. You could go with 79 steal on certain builds, but it's not like a bailout for real. In my honest opinion, if you want to go with the lowest steal as possible, I would say go 85, but honestly, you're on a 5'9" with a 6'1" wingspan, so there's only but so much steals or like lane steals that you could get. That's why I went with the 98, so that I maximize the amount of steal that I'll be able to get on the build. Now for the rebound, this don't really matter because you're 5'9", but your defensive rebound should be a 46, and that's just what's gonna get raised naturally by the build. Now for your vertical, you're gonna have a 65, which is gonna give you that posterizer and aerial wizard and probably certain other dunk packages. Now for the speed, this is what I want to talk about. You're naturally gonna have an 89 speed because of the attributes. But what some people don't know, this I didn't get a chance to test it on 2K25, but I know in 24 this was definitely a thing. In 24, if you were 5'9" with an 89 speed and you also had a 6'6" player with an 89 speed, your 5'9" would be faster off the ball. Like without the ball, just running, he would be faster. And I'm pretty sure that's probably the case for 2K25, but I can tell y'all with this 89 speed, you feel very fast running up and down the court. And this is why I say it's important to guard ball, because if you get blown by, you can have a taller defender that's more capable of guarding the paint that will pick up, and then you as the faster, smaller player can run out faster to the closeout to rotate for them. This is why I say it makes more sense to have your 5'9" guarding ball. Now, in my opinion, this 89 speed is good enough for a 5'9", but if you go up even higher, it'll just make your player even that much more faster. So you can just have this 89 and be fine, or you could OD it if you want to. Now for the agility, I went with an 82 agility, and for the strength, I maxed it out at a 73. Now, some of y'all might think I'm only maxing out my strength because that's the only place where I could put the rest of my points. But in all actuality, this was probably one of the first things that I upgraded on the build. With that 73 strength, it's gonna give you gold strong handle, which, okay, reduces the likelihood of being bothered by defenders when dribbling, right? Well, when it comes to 2K, what you have to realize is certain things from the past games are gonna be in the new game. You just have to kind of understand it. Like last year, the left stick cancel that was in 24, that was in the game in 23. A lot of people just didn't know that. So when I see strong handle, I think, oh, this is probably gonna be physical handles and bulldozer in terms of the perimeter. Pair that with what I was saying before. If Legend Lightning Launch has blow by in it, which it does, you essentially have Legend blow by. And in 2K24, a high combination of blow by and bulldozer allowed you to get the push off animations on the perimeter that like Giannis and LeBron would get. So now in 2K24 and in the clips you're gonna see, I'm able to push people that don't have enough defense or strength on their builds. So now you're able to mismatch hunt different types of players on the court. You could try and get a tall defender to switch onto you, and you can use your speed to basically beat them off the dribble. Or you could mismatch hunt smaller defenders that might not have as much strength or defense, so now you could overpower them or even use your speed to be faster than them too. Now remember, everything that I've said about this build so far in the badges have nothing to do with Capbreakers or Max +1. This is all of the stuff that you could get off rip. You can play defense, you have high pass act, you're faster than everybody, you have high shooting, and you could dunk the ball, and you have 73 strength. You basically have everything in this game on this build. Now, if we do incorporate or talk about Capbreakers, you could add +1 to perimeter, so you get gold challenger. You could add +1 to steal, so now you have a legend glove. You could add +5 to ball handle so that you could get legend playmaking, or add +5 to 3-point so that you could get legend shooting. You have so much options. You could even add +5 to your speed, and you're gonna be even faster than everybody. I don't think people understand the speed on a 5'9" allows you to rotate out faster. It allows you to run the break a lot faster than everybody. It allows you to play defense and to pester people a lot more when you're trying to bump them, and this right here just makes a big difference in comparison to every other build. And also a very important thing too is if you make a 5'9", please make sure that you're making this 5'9" with your own play style in mind. The reason why I ever made a 5'7" in 2K24 and why I made a 5'9" this year was to fit my own play style, which is to play point guard but also to come down and guard ball. Now I do play with certain locks, and when I do, I have this 98 steal that allows me to play better corner defense, and I have the 91 perimeter defense so that I could bump somebody if they do try to, you know, do some dribble moves in the corner. I'm still going to be a threat defensively even if I'm in a corner. But make sure when if you do make a 5'9", this is your play style. Make sure you know how to, you know, dribble to get yourself open, whether it's ISO or if you're dribbling behind screens. Don't just make a 5'9" solely because of all these badges and these attributes. Make the 5'9" because it fits your play style, or it's something new that you want to try out that you feel like you can execute on. But if you want to see my live reaction to NBA 2K bringing back the 2K15 parks, be sure to check out my last video.